Hello, fellow antisocial people of the internet. It is I, the Ninja Nick 333, back again. This time it is top 8 of the Pokemon Regional Championships in Arlington, Texas. We only saw 2 matches of Day 2 Swiss, even though there's 5 rounds? 6 rounds? 6 rounds. So, I can't believe that they do that, but anyway, here we are. So, yeah, just making sure I'm not an idiot going back here. Yeah, we only saw that match. We saw that match. And that was it. Yeah. 2 matches. Unbelievable. But anyways, this is the top 8 decks that they have here. Apparently, even though I labeled it in my video as Raikou Vikavolt because we never really saw the Aerodactyl V-Star. I think we saw him draw it once, so I'm going to leave that video as is. He is going to be featured in this top 8 match as well. I saw a little bit ahead. That's all I know, though. So if he actually gets the Aerodactyl out, I'll put that in the thumbnail this time, because I did edit all the thumbnails for the previous day's videos that I recorded here. So, but he is in top 8, which is very surprising that Vikavolt Aerodactyl made it. That is pile in my opinion. But we have, of course, Lugia, Rayquaza Lost Box. We have Lugia, Regigigas, and what's behind me? What's that behind me? Oh, it's Lugia. Yep. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Lugia V-Star decks, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 not Lugia V-Star decks. So yeah, I believe we saw John Eng and Kreckler here already, but we will be getting into top 8 right now. So pretty interesting to see this top 8. I mean, 30% of the room in day 1 was Lugia, and I'm sure it had a high conversion rate, as it always does. So I mean, Lugia still is the deck to beat. I know a lot of people say that it's a deck that you can easily counter, but I just don't believe that personally. So we'll see. This is all of Alex Kreckler's achievements. He got top 32 in Peoria just recently, Memphis top 8, Mexico City top 4, NAIC top 8. So pretty consistent over the past few years, it looks like. So pretty strong player. And of course, he's going to be playing this Vikavolt Aerodactyl V-Star deck. As we can see, as we saw before, he basically just attacks with Raikou. So I just called it Raikou. Raikou Vikavolt. And then we are going to see on the other side is Christian Fontenot. We got Milwaukee top 32, Indianapolis top 64, Worlds top 64, all within the 2022 season. That's impressive to have 3 finishes like that all right in a row. And Sheffield Regional top 128 as well. So, I mean, all of those are pretty much within the past, like, 1 season, 2 seasons. And he is playing Regis, the Regi pile. So, again, this is much more of an interesting matchup than some of the other ones that we've seen so far. We haven't really seen any matchup previously during the rest of this tournament that was very interesting as far as what decks are being played or which matchups are. You know, we've seen both of these decks here already, but not them paired against each other, what makes it interesting. So we do see 1 Gigas prized is the only thing super relevant here for Christian. And for Alex here, we just, yeah, nothing too important there. It looks like 1 cross switcher, so if he's playing the full 4, that matters. If he's playing less than 4, it matters even more. And that is it. Looks like a couple energy for Christian as well, but they're colorless energies. The gift energy might come up, but they usually play 2 in the Regigigas deck, so as long as he can find the 1, it should be perfectly fine. So it looks like they are starting. I think Christian is going first. Yes, he must have won the die roll. So we are already seeing the Hisuian Heavy Ball, and he's going to get the one and only Reggie that is in his prizes already out of there. So, pretty good prizing for Christian in this game. He's already got all of the Reggies that he needs out of his prizes because there are none left. Alex starts the Zapdos that allows his Vikavolt to do an extra 10 damage. Not sure if that's going to matter in this matchup. I'm not sure if the item lock is going to do much of anything for him. Then we see the Trekking Shoes. He's going to Quick Ball away an Aurora Energy. Pretty good to get those in the discard pile early for Regis. He's going to go for the Steel. Looks like he already has triple Lecky in his hand, so he is going to Quick Ball one away. Yeah, so Alex already knows that he must have a duplicate of that Regieleki in his hand. Yeah, you can see, I don't think this is going to be a good matchup for him. He's like shaking his head. But it might be. Who knows? I honestly don't, I mean, I don't even really know what Alex's deck is like, so I already saw it work in like 2 or 3 games, so oh my lord. He had one of every Reggie. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice the ice in his hand. I saw all the other ones, but he has everything. He's going to Ordinary Rod in and a Lecky just to get it out of his hand. He already used the Regidrago's Dragon's Horde after he put down all of those Reggies. That is probably the best start I've ever seen from a Reggie deck. Not only did he get all 6 Reggies into play at once on turn 1 going first, but he also has an Aurora Energy in his discard pile already. He just needs one more, and then one of literally any other energy in the deck in order for him to be able to just get going. It looks like he also has a Marnie in his hand as well, so he has a way to draw cards on this next turn. Absolutely phenomenal start. That is absolutely disgusting. Now we're going to see the Battle VIP pass come out here from Alex. He's going to search his deck. He's probably going to get, well, he is going to get 2 basic Pokemon. I'm not really sure how his deck operates, so it looks like Radiant Greninja and Vikavolt. So the Vikavolt must be more important in this matchup than it was in the other matchup that we saw it featured in. And that's why he never really went for the Vikavolt there. I think he was playing against Mew previously, so I don't think Vikavolt really does anything to Mew. Just because they can just easily one-shot you. Whereas in the Reggie deck, if you can manage to knock them out while item locking them, it might make it impossible for them to find another of that Reggie if they can't Ordinary Rod it back into deck. Looks like he's got double Cross Switcher already in his hand. He's just deciding what to discard off this Quick Ball. Looks like he's going to start with the Escape Rope, try to put something up for Christian that he doesn't necessarily want up front. The Regidrago is definitely the one that you would prefer to keep up front because you can keep using his ability. But it looks like he's going to choose to go into the Rock. Yep, and we're going to see the Melanie already. So the item lock turn 1 from the Vikavolt deck already. Absolutely amazing here. Yeah, so we saw Speed Lightning to draw 2. We saw Melanie to draw 3 and attach a second energy. And yeah, so Christian's gonna have a hard time finding ways to discard these energies unless, I guess unless he just draws into Aurora and an energy off of this Marnie, then he can discard 1 energy off of the Aurora and attach it for turn and then knock out the Vikavolt that way. Looks like all that he got really was a twin. Looks like he's choosing to put that Aurora energy on, and he's going to retreat. Yeah, so he just like hard attached and he passed. Yeah, he hard attached that twin energy to allow himself to retreat. So the Regigigas does have a lot of HP, so that's why he retreated into that. It gives him time to draw into energies with research. We see an Ultra Ball getting rid of yet another water energy, but also a Melanie. So it's going to be unlikely that water energy is going to be able to be Melanie back into play. Now, a lot of people said when the Reggie Alecki VMAX was coming out that would be the premier way to play Vikavolt, but as you can see, that's legal now, and you know, this is the only Vikavolt deck I've seen do well at North American regionals. You're seeing the trekking shoes. He's deciding whether or not he wants to keep that. It looks like another Vikavolt. He's going to keep that. Radiant Greninja is going to discard energy to draw 2. He hasn't used that this turn yet. Training Court to get it back already. I'm not sure really what the Aerodactyl does, so I'm not sure if that's going to be good in this matchup or not. It looks like he's going to be powering up that Radiant Greninja. He might be wanting to snipe 2 things at the same time, take 2 prize cards. He is setting up damage across multiple Regis at this point that way, so looks like the Serena comes down. He's not able to discard any energies with that, unfortunately. Just a bunch of item cards that are unable to be played, but you would have loved to see at least 1 Aurora energy in that. The Pokestop here coming out, maybe he can get an Aurora off of this, and he does! Ooh, so he gets the Air Balloon that he of course can't play, but he did risk it. So he is putting dead cards into his hand under item lock, but he is able to get the Aurora energy into the discard that way. So this is absolutely amazing. He now has 2 Aurora, and he also has a Speed Lightning that he attached for turn. So Regigigas is now able to attack. And Vikavolt is 1 more attack away from being knocked out by any Regi, and that Vikavolt cannot knock out the Regigigas at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see how Alex can take down Regis in this scenario when it just got going so fast. So we see that Quick Ball getting rid of the Aerodactyl V-Star. Looks like it's just not good in this matchup whatsoever. I do believe that the attack like puts an ability into play that would allow you to take extra prize cards or something like that. I honestly don't even remember. Yeah, oh my god, that is disgusting. He uses his opponent's Pokestop here in order to get a Cross Switcher and the Forest Seal Stone. So now he has access to a V-Star power here. It would be pretty awesome if there was a Vikavolt VMAX or a V-Star in order for him to evolve and gain HP, but unfortunately I don't think that that will be the case because there are none in format. He is using the V-Star power now. He's going to be able to search his deck for 1 single card, half as good as the Arceus V-Star, but at least you can play it in decks that otherwise would not have a V-Star power. Didn't really see what he was able to grab off of that. Looks like a Scoop Up Net. He's... Oh, he just used Zigzagoon and then Scoop Up Netted. Use Zigzagoon, Scoop Up Netted, Zigzagoon to ping 3 damage counters and then be able to take the knockout with the Vikavolt. So that was absolutely amazing. That Forest Seal Stone really came in clutch, being able to get the last one that he needed in order to have that combo going. And now Christian is going to be struggling to be able to find a replacement Gigas because he did mill one off of that Pokestop. Looks like he's just doing it again, and there goes 2 draw supporters off of that, and another Aurora, which is good, but the 2 supporters is just pretty awful for him right now. Energy Search coming out from Alex. Again, it would be nice to have Capacious Bucket in this deck, but unfortunately, since you also have to play Lightning Energies, you can't play Capacious Bucket because it will not be able to search those Lightning Energies. So, every time you use Energy Search for a single water energy, it feels bad, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles if you want to play a deck like this. Radiant Greninja is going to come and draw, looks like double Cross Switcher again. Man, he's seen a lot of Cross Switchers this game. They just keep magnetizing themselves back to his hand. So, yeah, he's using the Pokestop again. Looks like he's just going to mill the 1 energy and get a couple more items. This is pretty good. He's throwing his cards all over the place too. He's trying to play fast because he knows that this matchup might be a little hard to. It might take a while, obviously, since he's playing the Vikavolt as his main attacker. But as you can see from the clock above my head, they still got 65 minutes left. They actually play with an extended timer in top 8 most of the time. It depends on TO's choice. Usually, if they have the venue booked late enough, they are able to extend the timer for the people in top 8, which is absolutely fantastic. So usually it means that a full 3 games can be played, but in like the last regionals where Piper won with Mewtwo stall, and also with a deck like this Vikavolt in play against a Regigigas, you may not be able to play the full 3 games just because how long it takes. But it looks like Christian was able to get that Regigigas into play, and he was able to power up this Regidrago, and is just able to take the knockout on that Vikavolt. So now Kreckler does not have another option to attack with at this moment. He's going to have to do that same Melanie play that he did on his previous, I think it was the second turn of the game it was, or maybe, no, it was the first turn of the game that he went. He's going to have to find another Melanie. He's already down 2 because he did have to discard 1. So, unless he's going to decide to attack with something different. But I'm not sure what your best attacker in this deck would be aside from the Vikavolt. And I think he's really getting punished by the fact that Christian was just able to set up the whole Regi brigade on turn 1 before he was even able to item lock here. We do see another Vikavolt. We see the Speed Lightning drawing 2. One of them's a basic energy, and it looks like the other must have been an energy search. I don't think he has access to Melanie, though, so I don't know if he's going to be able to attack this turn at all. Christian's going to be ahead 2 prizes, if so. It looks like a good play here might be the double cross switcher, bring up something really big like the Regigigas, and see if maybe you can just stall out a turn. I'm not sure how many energies are in that discard pile now. Didn't he already use the Pokestop this turn, or was that the previous turn? He might have just double Pokestopped there. If he didn't, I'm just an idiot. But we're just going to see the Muse going for the trekking shoes. That deck is almost completely empty. I do not know how he's going to win with a deck that small at this point. Yeah, and he doesn't see what he wants off that trekking shoes either. I think at this point, if it's looking that bleak for you, man, you just got to scoop up and go to the next game. I know he's got 60 minutes left, though. 61 minutes left, actually. So you can still play this game out, but I don't know if you want to. If your main attacker is going to be Vikavolt, you probably want the rest of the 60 minutes to be able to go in with the Vikavolt in these next 2 games and do your pitiful 60 damage each time. And it looks like he's thinking about doing a Marnie. I mean, that's the thing, though. Is he going to be able to knock out this Regidrago this turn, though? Because if he can't, he's not really applying enough pressure. And it looks like he just passes here. So yeah, Christian's going to go up an additional prize card now at this point. It looks like the Hisuian Heavy Ball's coming out. He already knows that there's no Regis in there. He already got the Regigigas turn 1 from the Heavy Ball. So he's just playing that to burn it. Since he has the option to play items, he wants to get that out of his hand. And if it were to get Marnied back into his deck, you know, he doesn't want that to be in his deck, to be redrawn if he's item locked. So yeah, Christian is going to be playing every single item he possibly can this turn. Whether he wants to or not, just because he knows that item lock is coming. This is a skill that we all learned during Seismitoad EX format, when a lot of people did start playing, kind of like myself. I did start before that card was printed. And, you know, you really do learn how to play against item lock if the best deck in the format for like 2 years running is an item lock card. Vikavolt V is a lot like that Seismitoad. It just does 20 more damage, but it does need 1 lightning for its attack cost, whereas Seismitoad only needed a double colorless energy, which at that time didn't do minus 20 damage. And you would have Muscle Band that just did plus 20 instead of Choice Belt, which only works on V Pokemon. So we are going to see Scoop Up Net is going to heal that damage off of that Drago, and it looks like we're going to put the big fat Gigas up front. We're going to bench that Drago back, and I think we're just going to see that Gigas get powered up and take a knockout. He should definitely have more than enough energy to be able to do the attack with the Gigas. I don't remember if he attached this turn, if that capture energy came down or not this turn. I think that was on a previous turn, but I did miss that. So we're gonna see if he didn't, he can just hard attach that twin energy that's in his hand. But either way, he should be able to just he should be able to power up with the twin that's already in his discard here. Or no, looks like he's going and charging the Drago up again. He must have another Scoop Up Net. Yep, he's using the other Scoop Up Net. So he's healed that 60 damage off. He's going to put that Regieleki active, which has free retreat thanks to the air balloon. And then he's going to play, looks like Professor's Research. Using the best art, the Professor Juniper art. And we get a Path to the Peak in play, which will shut off that Radiant Greninja, but that's pretty much it, I believe, in this matchup, so. Oh, and since he scooped up the Regigigas, he is able to use the ability a second time, so now he is charging up the Gigas as well. And there's his attach for turn, putting the gift energy down. And now the Gigas comes back out. That was a very beautiful turn. He was able to play out, I think, every item card in his hand. He might still have one. But yeah, I don't know what Alex is going to do from here. It looks like the next card was the Melanie. Oh man, that's what he was digging for on the previous turn. And he just couldn't do it. And he can't play that Melanie. There's too little cards in his deck at this point. I don't know if he can even afford to play that. So he's going to hard attach here, and he's going to have to Marnie at this point. I know he has I'm pretty sure he has a Marnie in hand. So see, Christian was able to charge up double Regis here, but it looks like that also is punishing him. Because there's not a lot, if even no energy in his discard pile right now. So now that Regigigas can get locked active. Or the oh my god. The Registeel can just get locked active. He won't be able to retreat it. I think there's maybe one energy card in there, if at all. And he has one for turn. But he'll still be one short of being able to retreat it, because that thing has 3 retreat cost. So that is stalling a good amount of time here for Alex. Yep, so he's gonna use the charge up, and he's deciding where he wants to put this Aurora energy here. I'm not sure if you even do it. You might just want to save that one. But, I mean, now he's 1 energy attachment away from having 3 attackers going. So this might actually be the play. Just get as many attackers powered up as possible so that so that the item lock doesn't matter. Yeah, you can just attach for turn onto this Regieleki on your bench and pass. I guess he's just choosing not to do that here. And there's the Marnie. So yeah, it would have been nice to maybe see that capture energy that he had in hand come down, but he also wants to save it in case he does need another Regi in play in a future turn. So, I mean, he still has 2 other attackers all powered up, so not really necessary to have that 1 energy. Yeah, this is a really interesting match. And remember, Alex has only taken 1 prize card so far, and he's staring down almost 3 fully powered up Regis. And his deck is so small. Wait, did he pass? I think he passed without item locking, just so that the Registeel doesn't get knocked out. Just to leave it active. Maybe he's going to be trying to play for a deck out game at this point, but I don't know. I think your deck is smaller than his, man. Draws and passes. Yeah, he's, I think he's realizing how many energies are left for Christian. He's got, let's see, he's got 1, 2. So there is 1 Aurora left. And 1 gift. And then however many capture energy he plays are all what are left in Christian's deck. So I'm not really sure if this is viable because I think there might still be energies left. I think there might still be energies in deck for him to potentially be able to retreat somebody. And Alex has no cards left in deck. So, yeah, I'm not sure why we played it out to that extent, but here we are. Christian wins game number 1. Pretty convincingly, I might add. Looks like that is just a really bad matchup for item lock. I do have a friend who loves to play Reggie, and I do know for a fact that Reggie is good against item lock. He's told me that he's played it extensively against item lock on the ladder, and he never loses. But of course, the PTCGO ladder is the PTCGO ladder, so. But he's a pretty good player, so. He's almost giving himself carpal tunnel there. You see him like shaking his wrist. Dude, you have to shuffle a lot in this game. Now the cool thing is, even though they did elect to, Alex did elect to play out the entirety of game 1, they still have 52 minutes left. So they still have enough time to play out both games 2 and 3. So that is something that can happen in Top Cut, is that you just actually do get the time to play out all 3 games. Unlike in Swiss, where they don't give you enough time to play even 2 games. And they're still shuffling. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead a couple minutes here. We see Raikou, Vikavolt, Luminion, couple energies, another 1 cross switcher in the top prizes. We see 3 Regis, 2 of which are 2-ofs here. So this might matter, but it looks like there's no heavy ball in there, so he can always search those out. Plus he also has 1 copy each of those. So because of his prizes, it's unlikely he'll be able to get the full Reggie Brigade turn 1. But it is possible. It's always possible. So is Alex deciding to go first? No, Alex is deciding to go second, even though he lost the first game. Which is a very interesting decision. I think that that's because Reggie can potentially attack turn 1 if they go second, so you'd rather be the one to get the first attack. But I don't know. If you miss that Melanie, that could be pretty punishing. And as we saw in that last game, he did miss a Melanie towards the end of the game. So we saw 1 quick ball getting rid of our Serena to get the Reggie Drago out. Now we're going to see an Ultra Ball. Looks like he's going to elect to get rid of a Choice Belt and a Research. I mean, the Choice Belt looks like that didn't matter for the math really at all in the previous game, so you're fully fine getting rid of that. It looks like he didn't really look through his deck to see what Regis he had. He almost got an Alecki, but you definitely want to be getting those 2-ofs first, especially since you prized them. And Alex is like, oh my god, you drew the God Hand again? Yeah, he was able to scoop up net his active Regis, and he's able to put up that Regidrago that has the capture energy. And now he has a 0-card hand, so he can actually draw up to 4 cards using that Regidrago. So we're going to hope that he can get into like a double Aurora Ultra Ball or with research or something like that. Let's see what he gets. Trekking Shoes, going to decide whether or not he's going to discard that. So Yellhorn, not super relevant. It can break the item lock for you if you really need to, but looks like he just has to pass from there. Hand's not super strong. He does have the gift energy, and it looks like another capture energy, but he already did his attach for turn on turn 1 there. So we see, again, Battle VIP Pass straight in the opening hand from Alex. I think he's opened Battle VIP Pass every game we've seen on stream for him so far. So he's probably going to go for Vikavolt Greninja again. I see that those are already on the top of his deck there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he went for. He is checking the prize cards to see what else he prized. And yep, there it is, the Vikavolt and the Greninja. So this one is a lot more in Alex's favor. If he is able to get that Vikavolt attack off this first turn with the whole Melanie play. He does have the Melanie, but he's missing that water energy. So the Mew might be able to get him to that. But he is going to use the Speed Lightning first, which I think is smart. You're going to be able to see further into your deck. He just draws another Speed Lightning off of that. And another Ultra Ball. I guess you could play the Ultra Ball now. And the Quick Ball to like thin cards out of your deck to make it more likely that you're going to see like the Energy Search off of the Mew, but it looks like he's just going to go for it now, and he is going to get the Trekking Shoes, so he's just going to hope that he sees Water Energy off the top so he can discard it, or he's hoping that he can just see Energy Search off of one of the 2 cards he could see. Yep, so there's the Trekking Shoes. Thinking hard about it. Yeah, it looks like it's not really what he wanted to see, and that's not what he wanted to see either. He really wants to see Energy Search or Water Energy so that he can just get this going. I think that's why he kept the Quick Ball and Ultra Ball in his hand, so that he could, if he drew into the Water Energy, he can just, you know, discard that. Looks like he's going to Quick Ball away the Lost Vacuum, eyeing up the Crobat, digging hard just for that Water Energy this time. And the Ultra Ball coming down, he's going to get rid of the Speed Lightning and the Escape Rope as well. And he is going to fail that. He just wants to draw as many cards off of this Crobat as possible, and he doesn't really need any other Pokemon on the bench. Although we saw in that previous game, the fact that he didn't bench his second Vikavolt made it a lot harder for him to have one when he needed it. So he's going to Zigzagoon and ping for 1 there. Looks like he wouldn't have had the bench room for Vikavolt again anyway. So there's the Water Energy, finally sees that off of that, and also gets the Melanie off of it as well. So now he has a Melanie for the next turn if he needs to as well. So he is going to get the item lock this turn, and Christian is actually in a bit of a pickle now because he has not set up yet. And now we see the Radiant Greninja use its ability, discards a Lightning Energy to draw 2 more cards. We see just a lot of Ball Search, just a lot of junk in Alex's hand, but he has everything that he wants at this point. So we are going to see Christian's turn. He's just going to attach a Gift Energy. I believe that that only activates when your Pokemon's knocked out. So it might not be activating on this next... Oh, actually, no, it will be activating on this next turn. Because of the combination of the 1 ping from the Galarian Zigzagoon and the 2 boosts from the Zapdos, of Zapdos allowing his Lightning Pokemon to do 10 more damage, he is actually going to be hitting for a clean 130 over the 2 attacks. So that Drago will be being knocked out, and Christian will be able to draw an additional 3 cards on his next turn. Or between turns, rather, when that Pokemon gets knocked out. So we're going to see the Training Court bringing back the Lightning Energy. He's going to use that to discard to draw 2 more cards. Just gets another Lightning Energy. And I think maybe a Aerodactyl piece too. I think he has the 1/1 Aerodactyl line in his hand. Puts Air Balloon down on that Mew, so he has a free retreat option if that has to come up at some point, and just takes the knockout while item locking. So now Christian is down 1 Reggie, and this is looking pretty bleak for him. Looks like he does have double Aurora energy though, so he can attach an Aurora and discard an Aurora using it. He actually has quite a bunch of energies in his hand, but I don't believe that he really has anything to do with them. He can't play the trekking shoes because he's item locked. But you see that he almost plays it. He's going to now, but he can't. You can't play the trekking shoes. Or no, he discarded it for the Aurora energy. I'm sorry. He attached the Aurora, discarding the trekking shoes. That makes sense, because it's an item card that you can't play. Might as well get rid of that. I think that he is going to just have to hard attach to this Regirock 3 turns in a row. So this is the point where we're going to see if Alex has the boss's orders to bring up that Regirock now. And then the scoop up net so that he can ping with the Zigzagoon so that he can do the same 130 over the course of 2 turns to knock out while item locking. We see the Training Court bringing back the energy again. He's got the Forest Seal Stone down on his Crobat. He's got to attach for turn onto this Radiant Greninja. And it looks like he's going to boss his orders up the Drago instead. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have done that. I think I would have tried to take out the Regirock, because that doesn't resist lightning, I don't believe. So I don't think that there's any reason not to go for that. I think that you should be able to get into a scoop up net for your Zigzagoon by the next turn. You have a trekking shoes. But no, it looks like a Marnie, so maybe it was the correct play to just put up the Drago. It does also limit draw options, I suppose, as well, if you can get that out of play faster. And the Marnie does not do much to help Christian, so he's just going to pass. So this is like a complete 180 from game 1 to where Alex is just styling on Christian as opposed to the other way around. We do finally see an energy search come out from Alex. He's going to get a lightning energy. Not really anything relevant to be able to attach that to. He might just use the Greninja's ability to discard it, but only if he can get that Path to the Peak out of play, because right now that's locking the Greninja out from being able to use its ability. So we just see another attack from the Vikavolt, and it looks like it does not matter that he does not have a scoop up net, so he's just going to be able to comfortably 3-shot this Regidrago. But does he want to is the question. Is he going to want to knock it out, because that Regirock is 1 energy attachment away from coming up and being able to blow him up. Looks like his hand is dead, but I think that you just put up the Regirock and hope that you top deck an energy. He did discard a Speed Lightning off of that second Aurora energy attach, and I know he did that before the Marnie, so it doesn't really matter, but it would have been nice if he was able to just have another energy. He just looks at the card he draws. It's not an energy, and he passes. He did put up the Regigigas so he can try to buy himself some time. And it looks like he's just going to continue being item locked. Oh, we see these turns going by pretty fast now. So this turn should be the knockout. Yep, so that Regigigas goes down. The rock goes up. Do we see an energy? Yes, we do. We see another Aurora energy and another Regigigas. So he is going to be able to discard any card. He is going to get rid of another Aurora energy. A little scary to see that come down, but since you're taking the knockout with the Regirock at this point, because the Vikavolt is weak, so you are hitting for 280 actually with Giga Impact. Regirock will not be able to attack next turn, but that's completely fine because you're removing the only Vikavolt that's in play. And just like I said before, Alex is going to get a little punished for not having another Vikavolt in play, but he didn't really have the choice. I believe he had the choice game 1 to bench it, but this game, I don't believe he had the choice to bench it. So his hand looks pretty dead. He's going to use Mew to see if he can draw an out. And looks like he just gets the scoop up net. If he has a water energy, he will be able to attack with the Greninja. But I don't think he has that. I just see the speed lightning. And it looks like he gets the Vikavolt off his prizes with that heavy ball. So that's actually pretty great. He's going to be able to attach that speed lightning there. And then he's just going to have to hope that he has a Melanie. And I don't see it. So he's using the V-Star power from his tool, which you can use under Paths to the Peak because tools are not Pokemon. So you cannot have their ability, the tool card's ability, be negated, which is so weird to see a Pokemon tool card that has an ability on it. So we do see that Melanie come out, and he is able to have this Vikavolt put onto the bench and charged up straight from his prizes all in one turn. So that's actually pretty amazing. Alex definitely knows what he's doing with this matchup. And then he also scoops up the Zigzagoon to ping it for 1, while also hitting in for 60. So this Regirock will be knocked out on the next turn. And remember, Regirock cannot attack in consecutive turns. Its attack. It says that since it used an attack on the previous turn, he can't use it again. So he's going to have to try to retreat into something else. But he wants to attack with Regirock again. So what he's going to want to do is retreat and then scoop up net. But he can't do that because he's item locked. So I really don't know what Christian can do here. I think he still does potentially retreat, maybe into the Regigigas, just give himself some time. Yeah, he does. He attaches and retreats. What is he going to go into, though, is the question. Looks like he's going to go into Battle-Ecky. That's another thing with 130. That might buy him 3 turns. So we'll have to see. And the cross switchers come out. And I think at this point the game is over for Christian. But they still have 37 minutes to play this out. So I guess it's not... Oh, and he is deciding, I'm just going to scoop this one up. I can't win this one. So that was phenomenal. That was a complete 180 from the first game. So yeah. So it ends up going 1-1, and they still have 36 minutes to play a game 3. And that is definitely plenty of time. Let's see if we can skip ahead to when the game actually starts here. Can we do that? Can we please skip ahead a little, like a minute or so? Looks like maybe Crackler got a mulligan. Or no, they're both still shuffling. Okay. But they should be able to get their prize cards out now. I do want to see what the prize cards are in case they're relevant at all. You guys might like my green water bottle. So yeah, nothing too important from either of those players in the prize cards there. We are going to see the Raikou V start from Alex and the Regis start from Christian. Looks like Alex is going first. So I think Christian is aware how the matchup works. He wants to be able to have a turn of items while also being able to play a supporter. So I think forcing Alex to go first is actually correct here. And obviously Alex did choose for Christian to go first, so in the previous game. Or vice versa. I don't remember. I'm getting all confused now. So we see the Battle VIP Pass. This time he's getting out Vikavolt and Zapdos. He has not gotten the Greninja out yet. But we are seeing the Quick Ball, and there is the Greninja. so this is pretty much the setup that he wants. He just needs to be able to have 2 energy on that Vikavolt by the next turn and a way to get that Raikou out of the active. Looks like he's also got the Radiant Greninja there as well, using its ability. So we do have that energy search coming down. He's got the lightning energy on his Vikavolt, so he will be most likely be able to have that powered up by the next turn in order to item lock on his second turn. So we see Christian here, and how is his hand looking? He has a Marnie. He has an energy card. And yeah, there's the capture energy, so we're gonna see... Looks like he's eyeing up Steel. Usually when I'm playing Regis, I like to sort all the Pokemon to the front of the deck to see exactly which ones are prized, because I usually don't do a lot of prize checking, but in Regis, it's really important to know which Regis you have exactly prized, so I do move them all up to the front and then very thoroughly shuffle, because you don't want those Regis clumping together, because then you'll never see them. So he's deciding which one he wants to go with. Looks like the Steel. Again, always good to start with the ones you only play 2 of, because then it's easier to draw into the ones that you play 3 of. So his plan this turn is to get all the Regis into play, and also be able to get like 2 Aurora energy in the discard. So, we're going to see if that can happen. We do have the Marnie come out from him. He is going to be limiting Alex's options with that. Alex only gets 4 cards, he gets 5, but we do see, it looks like Rock and Alecki off of that Marnie, so that is pretty good. Looks like, I think there might be a second Rock, but he also has the Stormy Mountains, which is not a selection that we normally see in Regi decks a lot these days. Normally they're playing something like Path to the Peak or Pokestop. So the Stormy Mountains can search out a Dragon or Electric Pokemon each turn for either player. So he is able to get that Regidrago out. So now all that he needs is Gigas, and then he has them all. But it looks like he does not have that, so he's just going to have to pass a turn after he drew up until he has 4 cards. Looks like Alex is also going to go for the Stormy Mountains. He might get a second Vikavolt of his own potentially, or he's just using it to search his deck, just to make sure he knows like what his plan is for the turn. Double check to see his prize cards, of course, too, because it's not always likely that you're going to be able to identify all 6 prize cards off your first deck search. Yeah, he is going to choose to fail to find. Whether there is one in there or not, doesn't matter. You can always fail your search. It looks like he fleet-footeds with the Raikou to draw 1 card, and it is the Heavy Ball, so if any Pokemon are prized there, he can use that. He does have a Battle VIP pass now as well, but unfortunately for him, this is not turn 1, so he can't play that card. And we do see the retreat, and Vikavolt is just going to hit in for 60. So again, this is a perfect setup for Alex. And Christian just has another Marnie. So Christian is struggling to set up again, but he's not struggling anywhere near as hard as he was in the previous game. But now that he's in item lock, it's going to be harder for him to discard Aurora energies. So we're going to see... Looks like he has just the 1 capture in his discard, but he drew an Aurora. He does not have a second Aurora in his hand, so he's going to just discard an item card that he can't play, try to draw a couple of cards. He's just going to charge up with the Gigas, I guess, to get a capture on there, and then probably just pass at that point. So now you're going to be fearing if that Galarian Zigzagoon can come out, because then that Drago is going to be, you know, out of play. So we've got a lot of speed light. We've got two speed lightnings in hand here for Alex. We're gonna see if he wants to attach one of those to, looks like he is, to the Raikou. Just draw a couple extra cards. You're one energy attachment away from being able to attack with the Raikou if you have to. You don't really want to, because just like the Vikavolt, it is going to be one shot by a Regirock, but it looks like he also is able to have that quick ball for the Zigzagoon, so he's able to ping that 10 damage, that very important 10 damage, onto that Regidrago, so that the next attack from the Vikavolt is going to be able to knock it out. Looks like a Melanie as well to charge up that Raikou completely. So, yeah, I think Christian's under a lot of pressure right now. He's really going to have to find another Aurora Energy this turn, or else, like, you know, game's over. So he is going to promote that Regirock. Does he have... I don't even see any... No, he has a Serena. So he is going to discard the maximum 3 cards that he can with Serena. He would have been able to discard 4 if he was if those tool cards were considered tools instead of items now. But that rule does not go into effect until Scarlet and Violet base set comes out. So it looks like he does have another Drago that he was able to draw off of that Serena. But does he have the Aurora Energy? I don't think so, because you think that he would have just slapped that down immediately. Yeah, Aurora Energy can only be played as a 4-of. It is a special energy, so... Yeah, it looks like he's deciding to hold on to the Drago and just pass. It's not required to put your Regi into play, especially if you're not going to get much of any value off of it. Might as well just hold it so it doesn't just like get discarded or bossed up or cross-switchered up or the like. It looks like he is failing his energy search. Or, yeah, it looks like he's failing his energy search. He's got plenty of energy in his hand. He doesn't really need to use that anyway. Oh. And we're buffering. I'm recording and uploading to YouTube and watching 2 different YouTube videos at the same time in order to get my music. So, I apologize if that happens again. We do have the trekking shoes. And we get the Forest Seal Stone. So what is he searching? I did not see that card. I know decks like the Vikavolt decks were playing Drapion V-Star so that it would have access to a V-Star power previously. But now that the Forest Seal Stone is out, that is just so much better than playing Drapion V-Star. Like we're Ultra Balling for another Vikavolt. Might as well get that powered up now in case that Regirock goes hard on this next turn, pun intended. Energy attachment and a Marnie. So yeah, I mean Christian's hand I don't think was very good. So maybe this will help him out, but you know, maybe his hand will still be dead. And yeah, looks like it's still dead. I think a gift energy. I could be wrong. It was some sort of colorless energy. We see the training court bringing back a fighting energy. And just hitting for 60. So next turn he's going to want to use that scoop up net to reuse the Zigzagoon and just hit for 60 again. And then, you know, he'll be way ahead. Christian is just deciding what in the heck he wants to do. He's got another ice down. Might be being a little punished for not putting down the Drago. Oh, but he just uses the Regi Gate to get it down. So either way, whether he was able to bench it the last turn or not is completely irrelevant, since he's now able to slap down that gift energy and use the Regi Gate. So he will be able to draw until he has 7 cards in his hand next turn if the Regirock gets knocked out. But also, he has a hand of 5 cards, so he'll only be drawing 2. So I mean, if he can just see another Aurora Energy, this will be really good for him. But if he can't, you know, Alex is in the driver's seat right now. Looks like we cross-switchered and then retreated the Raikou, and now we have a completely separate Vikavolt set up. So, trying to get rid of these drawing options. He does have... Oh no, he finally does have the Aurora energy, and he's not able to attack with the Regirock this turn now because of that cross-switcher. That was actually just amazing from Alex that he was able to avoid that. Because again, you want to be just attacking with Regirock in this matchup. I don't think you can really do anything at this point. He can power up that Regidrago, but he's only hitting for 160. I think that you have to, though. You're not going to be able to get that gift energy off, which is the most unfortunate thing about the whole scenario. Yeah, so he's deciding whether or not he wants to charge it up. I think that you just have to go for it. You just got to get damage down, because then you can conserve the Regirock if you can get another Drago down on the next turn. You can just send something different up and hit, like maybe the Ice or the... Yeah, just the Ice, I guess, is the only one that's able to attack that's not the Rock, really. The retreat cost is too massive on the Vikavolt for that Registeel to be able to do any damage. Looks like he's deciding to retreat. He does not want this Regidrago going down. So who does he retreat into? Looks like he's going for the Rock. I'm not sure I agree with that, and it looks like we just have the double cross switcher again anyway. The scoop up net, and then that's just getting knocked out. So now we're gonna see, it looks like... Is there 2 Dragos in his discard pile now? Because if there are, this could be bad. Because there won't be any way for him to recycle Regis. And you can just see how meticulously Alex is playing this deck too. Because he knows exactly what he needs to do for this matchup. If you just picked up this deck without any practice against Reggie, you would not have been able to potentially make it to top 4. And I'm sure he had to hit Reggie at least one other time during the rest of the tournament. I mean, there were like 15 rounds after all. So we just see a couple passes back and forth with the Vikavolt using the Paralyzing Bolt for 60. And Christian's really struggling to just find something to do. Literally anything to do. Discards a Quick Ball. Even if he gets the attack off with this Regirock at this point, I think he's too far behind. Alex has already taken 3 prizes and has a second Vikavolt set up. So unless Christian has like something like a Research and is able to get down both another Regigigas and... and a Regidrago, but it looks like he's just going in for the Regice. He has the Regigigas and just passes. So now he's potentially going to be behind 4 prizes by the time he's able to charge up a Regirock, if he can even get that far. And it looks like Boss's orders and the scoop up net on the Zigzagoon to do the ping there and then knock it out. So that Regirock is gone, and I think all hope for Christian to win this match and advancing to top 4 is now gone as well. Yeah, at this point, if time was a factor and this wasn't game 3, this was would definitely be scooping territory. You would want to just stop playing at that point. And yeah, it looks like Alex is able to go in with a scoop up net play on that Galarian Zigzagoon to knock out the active from Christian, and then is able to just attack again, and Christian's like, that's it, I'm done. There is absolutely no way I can win. So, I mean, phenomenally played by both players, but that's just how the matchups go sometimes. Sometimes item lock is just too powerful and you can't do anything about it. So, congrats to Alex for making top 4, and I will see you guys in the next round that we're doing. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and follow all the socials that are in the description down below. We got our Discord, we got our Twitter, we got all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you in top 4.